The birth of United Nations. Time to warm up. Can you identify this logo? Time to know.
The UNO was formed to promote peace and security in the world. It works with the cooperation of its members. The UNO has its own entity and functions on its own. It is not a world government, but it was formed to protect the nations and see that world peace prevails.
The birth of United Nations. UNO stands for United Nations Organization. It is the world body which came into existence on October 24th, 1945, at the end of the Second World War. Its main objectives are security and development. The United Nations has been made to work for the promotion of peace and security for every country of the world, friendly relations among their member countries, human freedom and rights, and development by raising the production of food, providing medical facilities, and solution of the problems of children and refugees. The United Nations is trying its best to make all these rights a reality in every country of the world. 51 nations became original members of the UN. UN Headquarters. Secretariat. The Secretariat is another important organ of the United Nations. It is responsible for the day-to-day working of the organization. The Secretariat is headed by a Secretary General. He is assisted by hundreds of other officers. The Secretary General is elected by the General Assembly. The UNO has its headquarters at Lake Success, New York. The UNO has 6 organs to carry out its business. However, Security Council is its most important organ. America, USA, England, France, and China are the 5 permanent members of the Security Council. They enjoy the right of veto, which means that the Security Council cannot take any without anonymous consent of these 5 members. If any of these members disagree, the decision cannot be taken as valid. In this council, there are 10 temporary members beside its 6 organs of the UNO. There are a number of specialized agencies of this organization. Some of them are the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, the World Health Organization, WHO, the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, etc. These agencies are charged with specific responsibilities in the field of health, education, science, trade, culture, human rights, etc.
Time to recall. UNO was formed after the Second World War. UNO is not a world government. The main objectives of UNO are security and development. The UNO has 6 organs to carry out its business. The UNO has its headquarters at New York. Time to answer for formative and summative assessment. Answer the following questions. How was the United Nations formed? What are the objectives of the United Nations? Write a short note on Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Name the permanent members of UNO. Where is UNO has its headquarters? Fill the following blanks using the clue kit. UNO stands for the Secretariat is headed by a the United Nations was founded in the UNO has organs. 1945 Secretary General United Nations Organization. Write yes or no to the following statements. Hot questions. UNO existence on October 24th, 1945. The Secretary General is elected by the General Assembly. Security Council is the most important organ of UNO. The UNO has 6 permanent members. Expand the following. UNESCO, UNESCO, WHO, WHO, UNICEF, UNICEF, FAO, FAO. Can you name the picture? Communication. Over.
For formative assessment, time to do project work. Collect information on the various activities of UNICEF and paste it in your notebook. Write a cardboard the various human rights declared by the United Nations. What do you know about the logo given below? Write about it. Life skills. United Nations peacekeeping is a unique and dynamic instrument developed by the organization as a way to help countries torn by conflict create the conditions for lasting peace. The first UN peacekeeping mission was established in 1948 when the Security Council authorized the deployment of UN military observers to the Middle East to monitor the Armistice Agreement between Israel and its Arab neighbors.